Right then, welcome back to another vid. As you can see, the Thursday Drive. A new series, if you like. You know, fresh off the bat of Wednesday week, rubbish name, and it didn't last. And the COD Files, rubbish name, and it's probably not going to last much longer. But it might do, we'll see. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a new one, and this one, as you can see, like I say, the Thursday Drive, because I'm uploading this on a Thursday, although because of the time difference, I guess if you're in the UK or other countries, then maybe it's not Thursday where you are. Or maybe you just don't really watch videos every single day and you're watching this on a Saturday. Or maybe you're watching this 50 years from now and coincidentally it is a Thursday. But anyway, either way, it doesn't really matter, does it? So what I treat these videos for is just a bit of a light-hearted chinwag, really. Just not quite a vlog. I'll keep the vlog stuff separate. But, you know, these videos will probably last, you know, approximately 10 minutes. I know this one clocks in at under 10 minutes, you know, just under 7.5 actually. But I guess it'll depend on what game I'm playing, what racing game, because I'm going to mix it up a bit. It may be Forza 4 for a while, because that's the one I'm playing at this moment in time. But, you know, I will include other racing games as well. So I guess it'll depend on the length of the track and whether there are, you know, multiple laps. Now, I had started to get back into Forza 2 for the first time in probably a good 2 or 3 years. But then I got this one and I thought, well, why play 2 when you can play 4? So I've jumped straight on into this one and I'm really liking it. The graphics, as far as I'm concerned, look fantastic. I know Forza Horizons is out. That looks good as well. I will get it. But for now, I'm playing this. Now, I've gone in with, as you can see, the BMW E28 M5. Now, this car is from 1988. I think it says it in the main menu, but it didn't say it on the screen, or at least I didn't see it. And I picked this car deliberately as a bit of a tribute, if you like, to some of our old neighbours, who I don't even know who they are. I don't know their names or anything. But I remember when we moved down south from up north, in the kind of like the late 80s, I guess, there or thereabouts, the house that we moved into, opposite our neighbours, they had this car, this black BMW. And so when I think of it, and it's from that like late 80s as well, very nostalgic, just reminds me of that time and all those memories that go with it. Now, BMW, as a lot of you will be aware, officially stands for Black Man's Willie. Now, I didn't come up with that, don't shoot the messenger. That was just the rumour, if you like, the rules. That was a fact, you know, when we were at school in the late 80s. And I don't know whether that was a regional thing, I don't know if it was a national thing, or maybe even an international thing. Maybe kids up and down the land in playgrounds everywhere across the globe grew up thinking that BMW stood for Black Man's Willie. Which of course it doesn't, and I know that now, in my 30s, you know, all these years later, I'm more than aware that these days, obviously, officially, genuinely officially, it doesn't stand for Black Man's Willie at all, it stands for Belgian Man's Willie. I know that now, but obviously I'm joking. But looking on Wikipedia, the English for BMW, Bavarian Motorworks, that's what it stands for. But what I found interesting in kind of a geeky, weird way, is that in Germany they pronounce their W's with a V. So would it be BMW that it's called over there? I never thought about that before. And if you're wondering, in German, it's called Bayerische Motor- und Werke. That's the German butchered pronunciation. I should really be better at German. I'm quarter German. A little bit of a stat for you, my grandma on my mum's side. So, yeah, and my German team, I've got several, if I'm honest. And Bayern Munich are winning, well, I like them. I also like Borussia Dortmund and Werder Bremen, because that's where, they were kind of from the Bremen, kind of Dortmund area. But, you know, in terms of being a glory seeker, then yeah, Bayern, I like Bayern Munich, even though it's at the completely opposite end of the country. But that's that. So anyway, these vids, like I say, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to treat them as vlogs. They're just going to be very light-hearted, and they're going to be about pretty much anything. Random stuff, essentially. Because the videos aren't going to last long. I can't remember if I touched on it before. If I did, I'll very quickly say it again. But, you know, I'm just going to have maybe one race per vid. So it could be 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes. Depends on the course I'm doing, and depends on how many laps. So it won't be a very long vid. And I'll definitely be keeping the vlog stuff separate. So it'll just be, you know, little things that come to mind, which I think could be mildly interesting. I'm not going to say them, you know, for humorous purpose. You know, it's not, you know, I'm not a stand-up comedian or anything. You know, I'm not looking for that audience. But if I can do things in a light-hearted fashion, I think that's kind of the objective. So anyway, I'm doing a race, as you can see, and this one, I think just on the second lap here, on the Maple Valley Raceway in New Hampshire, or New Hampshire, as they may say in America. It winds me up something chronic, and it shouldn't do, because of course in different parts of the world, you know, we grow up, you know, calling things in different ways because of our accents. It's like when George Bush used to get universally panned. I know he was a bit of a moron, but I mean in regards to he'd say Iraq, and people would criticise him for saying Iraq. Well, that's where he comes from, that's how they say it. You know, so I always thought it was a little bit unfair. But he was a bit of a knobhead when it came to politics and stuff. But I tell you what, speaking of politics, this North Korean thing, it's kicking off there, isn't it? I haven't looked at the news today. I mean, it's still quite early over here in California, so I should put the news on just to see if somewhere's blown up thanks to North Korea. But they did say the next 24, 48 hours, or the next day or two, that they're gonna strike or something crazy is gonna go on. I can't see it myself. I'm not gonna get into you know, that whole politic kind of view of things, but they'd be literally shooting themselves in their own foot if North Korea did something like that. They certainly won't aim it, or at least I hope not, at US mainland. That would just be the most ludicrous thing anybody could ever do. Because if they did that, North Korea would vanish overnight off the map. So that would be a really stupid move. I think they're just gonna, maybe if they do fire it, it'll be at, you know, maybe military bases in and around Korea. But it's always silly, isn't it, when people do that? Why can't people just enjoy life and get on with it? There's always some knobhead somewhere, isn't there, wanting to cause destruction and chaos. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I think we're coming up to the end of the vid in the next kind of minute or so. So it's been a very quick vid, and I've not really said anything. But like I say, it's what I want to do, is just introduce this new gameplay thing. It might be one a week, it might be one a month. It'll just be very casual. It'll usually, I guess, at least for a while, involve Forza 4. But I'm going to mix it up a bit and play different racing games, just as a way of actually playing the games I have and having a bit of fun. And over time, obviously, I'll talk about more interesting things, particularly if the video lasts longer. So I finished 4th. You're probably thinking that's rubbish. But to be fair, I was in a slower car, and I was playing on the hard setting as well. So that is that. So yeah, Forza 4, I really like it. There's nothing really to talk about the game. There's nothing to say about the game. It's just a racing game. You get in the car, you drive. Very simple. So more videos to come, as per usual. And this has been rubbish, but thanks for watching, and it will get better. See you later.